What's good? Welcome to another LiveWire Sports Media update. All right, the Indiana Fever fell short to the Dallas Wings, a game which I viewed. I had to rewatch it because I was at work last night, so I could not watch it last night. So I just finished watching the game, so now I'm giving you my overview. The Indiana Fever started out slow as always in the beginning. It was rolling. Caitlin made some spectacular plays. But there was one key issue in the first quarter and was turnovers. Turnovers plagued them throughout the first and the second quarter, where when you turn the ball over, you give up transition points and you don't stop your opponent. Again, now, I don't want to be the dead horse on it, but I got to. Chrissy Sides, she does not know her personnel. She seems like when things gets bad, she starts throwing different bodies all around in the game just to see what's worked. Instead of stick what's been working for you, especially when it comes down to the fourth quarter and when you make runs. And that's like, to me, I felt like Grace Berger could have been useful for another defensive purposes. Erica Wheeler is not a defensive person, and I don't understand why you have her in the game paired with Caitlin Clark when she slows the game down. Then you brought Dantas in the game a few times. She contribute. I would love to see Dantas on the floor to spread the floor a little bit more. Katie Lou missing a bunch of shots in the first quarter. Lexi was missing shots, but she was playing, she was playing defense. And sometimes when you play so much defense, your shot tends to suffer, especially if you're not accustomed to shooting a lot and you just mainly defense. And then when your number called to hit shots, it's kind of hard to hit shots because you don't have a rhythm. This game was pretty fast paced. Caitlin was trying to push the pace here and there. But this is my thing. Chrissy Sides wasted Aliyah Boston's great night, Caitlin Clark's record-breaking night, all for what? Not making any adjustments. Aliyah Boston had 28 points. She was plagued with 3 fouls early on in the first half. She had 8 rebounds. Caitlin had 24, 19, 6. No blocks, no steals. She had 6 turnovers. Nalissa Smith, 13 points, 12 boards. Solid little game. But she was 5 for 12 from the field. Kelsey Mitchell, 6 for 10 from the field, 13 points, 3 fouls. And I do want to say this, though, because this goes to show you how Caitlin Clark felt. This is how she felt. That's how Caitlin Clark felt. Then, and you remember a game ago against the Lynx, it was the same thing. She was pissed off. And Chrissy Sides, like I said, Chrissy Sides do not know how to use her personnel. I mean, you would have, if you had kept Celeste Taylor and got rid of Christy Wallace, guess what? Celeste Taylor would have been that extra body on the floor because guess what you could have do? You could have took out Samuelson out of the game. You could have put Lexi, Kelsey, because she's a scorer. Celeste, she would have been able to drive to the basket. She's long, rangy. You would have got defensive stops, and then it would have helped Caitlin and put everybody in position to get easy buckets. But you don't have that extra person. Grace Berger, we don't even know what her deal is on the bench. The last time she played was early in the year, and she hurt her knee and never came back. Nobody know nothing. Timmy Fan Bailey is out. You could have used her tonight. You could have used her, but hopefully she comes back stronger than ever. With a month off, she should be healed. She should be damn healed and ready to roll. The Fever need bigger bodies, to be honest with you, and they need to get faster. This is one of the things I'm going to detail, in because I have a bunch of videos to drop, starting tomorrow, because this is my recap video for the game, and all of my other videos is going to be news that I have not, current news and record breaking and all of this stuff, and what the Fever need to do in the second half of the season, what they need to do while they on break. So it's going to be I'm probably going to drop about a video almost every 2 hours on Friday. So stay tuned for that. But this game was for the Indiana Fever to be had. Just like the Washington Mystics game, they let these teams that not doing so well beat them, jump out on them. And then Chrissy Sides they don't know how to fix things. She don't know how to call a timeout properly. She don't know how to okay, you know what? Let me slow the momentum down a little bit. She wants Caitlin just to pass, feed the post. Yeah, there's times in the game Caitlin should have took some shots, but she was getting her own. Now I want to clear up for one thing too, because I saw somebody's channel and they trying to say Caitlin stat padding for the record. Let me clear something for you. Caitlin don't have to stat pad. She doesn't have to stat pad because she's making plays, or her stats getting pad throughout the game. It's not padding stats. And somebody trying to say that she's padding stats at the end of the game. Hell, if that was the case, she would have tried to get the 20th assist and have a 20-20 game. Well, she didn't do it. So anyway, I just hate when people just try to accuse somebody, because we seen 4 games that Angel Reese did that. But this is not an Angel Reese commentary, so I'm going to get back on subject. This game had a little bit of momentum swing. It was going blow for blow. I mean, hats off to not Billings, but Enrique and Odyssey Sims. They both had 24 points. They kept the pressure. Odyssey had 9 assists. Enrique had 7 assists. That's 16 assists between them. Then Natasha Howard had 8 assists by herself, 17 points, 7 rebounds. The Dallas Wings, I don't even know why they not as good as they are the rest of the season. And then they got Sobley still out. And then you don't know what they're going to do with Sobley or Odyssey Wings. If I was the Fever, I would try to make a trade for Sobley for Natasha Howard. I mean, not Natasha Howard, but Nalasia Smith. I would trade her to the Dallas for Sobley, and while we on break, that's what I would do, because if they're not gonna keep building, Odyssey Sims, they're gonna have to cut somebody. I mean, they're gonna have to cut somebody. I will put, and I'm sure Doncic would love to have Sobley over there, but The thing about it is, going in, Chrissy Sides is going to have to figure out what she's going to do now. She gave up 100 points to a Dallas Wings team that you shouldn't give 100 points for. Kelsey Mitchell, she was getting torched. Every time you see her, she was trailing the defender, the opposition. She was trailing them. She picking up cheap fouls. You know what I'm saying? She had Katie Lou had 4 fouls. Very non-productive. Only 1 3-pointer. You would have think at some point in time, you would have probably said, you know what, Dantes, go in there and stretch the floor. Dantes was playing fine when she was in the game. She had 6 points. She only had 1 foul. She had 3 rebounds. She was 3 for 4 from the field. She played 13 minutes. Why you couldn't get her some of them points? If Katie Lou, because you think Dantes, a bigger body, she could stretch the floor also and hit threes. Then she was on the pick and roll that Caitlin had found her to roll to the basket. I mean, and then it's just like, I feel like Kelsey Mitchell, as quick as she is, she should be able to stay in front of her, but she's short. She's 5'10". So that's a disadvantage as its own. Erica Wheeler, 4 points. She don't even need to be on the floor no more. Don't know why Victoria Saxon ain't getting no play. Don't know why Grace Berger getting no play. Victoria Saxon does have a nice game. I watched some film on her. She does have a nice game. But Chrissy Sides, when you playing teams that have big people, you need to play them. And matter of fact, Victoria Saxon can shoot the 3 as well. Like I said, I had watched film on her. She can shoot the 3. You need people out there that can really shoot. If Katie Lou them ain't shooting, and now I ain't saying bench them, but you need to change something. You need to match the intensity. This was a game right here Victoria Saxon could have played because she's a bigger body. She's tall and lankier, and she could play defense. You could have used more of Dantes on the floor. You know what I'm saying? Katie Lou played 28 minutes for nothing because she didn't give you nothing. Clark played all minutes, 40 minutes, no breather. Grace Berger, don't even know why she ain't playing. The Fever was 38 for 71 from the field, 53%. It was 6 for 25 from 3-point land. That's 24%. And if Clark is not hitting 3-pointers, you need somebody out there to hit threes. Clark was 2 for 9. Boston was 1 for 1. Mitchell 1 for 3. And she usually good from behind threes. Katie Lou 1 for 6. They had 35 rebounds, 26 assists. They committed 15 personal fouls. You can't do that. They shot way better from the field than the Wings. The Wings was better from 3-point. It was 45%. You had J.C. Wellens. She out there hitting threes. Sheldon, whatever her name is. She was 3 for 5 from 3. Odyssey was 3 for 7. Riki wasn't bad. Riki wasn't good from 3. She did all her damage in mid-range. All her points came in mid-range. Same thing with Caitlin Clark. Her points came from driving to the basket and getting fouled. But then you turn around and you do this. You wasted a record-breaking, single-game record-breaking 19 assists. Then you turn around and did this. Most assists in franchise record, 202, and you waste that. You waste that pretty much. Now, I'm going to let y'all listen to what Caitlin had to say after the game and what her thoughts was.
Season. Yeah, it's hard because I don't play for a month, so not much building to be done. But I don't know, like for me, it's kind of frustrating. Like I feel like we've left two games out there that are very winnable for us going into the break, whether the Mystics at home and then obviously this one. And then we've won other matchups that are really tough for us. The Lynx on the road, Mercury on the road, Mercury at home, Liberty at home, and you lose two that probably you should have won, especially the one at home versus the Mystics. So for me, that's frustrating. So I think that's the biggest area for our team to grow in this last 14 games of the year is, you can't leave these opportunities on the table. Right now we're back and forth between seventh and eighth place in this league, possibly dropping to ninth, depending on how, it goes from day to day. So every single game matters, and you don't want to have to look back at the end of the year and be like, dang, like we left some out there that we could have easily got. So I think that's the frustration part for me, but you just use it as motivation and you're right there and you're really close. And like I said, pregame, like we put together like 2 quarters or 3 quarters. Like we really are struggling to put together four. So I think that's an area that we can focus on going into the last 14.
All right, you hear what Caitlin Clark had to say. 2 games that they should have had, the Mystics and this game right here. And she doesn't like losing. And this is where I keep saying that Chrissy Sides do not know her personnel. She don't know what kind of player she has. Because if she did, she would easily go to Lynn Dunn and say, well, hey, Lynn, I need to put players around her that excel. Let's see if we could duplicate in the WNBA what she did in college. Easy. She is the system. She commands so much gravity towards her. And you look at what she's doing with her and Aliyah Boston. Her and Aliyah, when Caitlin's making that much pull, she making that much pull. She has scored or assisted on 65 of the Fever's 93 points. That's 70%. 70% of the fucking offense that she's contributing to. And you cannot put players around her. If I was a GM, I'll be like, look, we need to put players around her. You need to put players around her that's going to play defense, both ends of the floor, and help score and spread out like she had in Iowa with great 3-point shooting. Because what Caitlin's best asset is in transition is when she pushing the pace and she's kicking to a wide open person and they knocking down shots. Guess what it does? It makes her game a little bit more easier because guess what? Now they got to focus on them. You know what I'm saying? They got to focus on the others. And now she's going to get her shot off because she don't suck y'all in to the others and assisted. You look at Aliyah Boston right now and Caitlin Clark for the last 12 games. They have Boston points per game on passes from Clark is 8.1. Boston's field goal percentage of passes from Clark is 57%. They made a drastic turnaround. These two right here is the cornerstone for your team with Clark leading the way. And I think Aliyah Boston doesn't mind Clark being the head of everything because she's benefiting from it. Now I'm gonna show you how great the Odyssey Sims had nothing but praise for Caitlin Clark after this game. Even Natasha Cloud tweeted out. Even Dejanara Carrington, she tweeted out. She was at the game with her the Alyssa Smith mom out there, and she tweeted out that Caitlin was gonna get a 2020 game. You know what I'm saying? Players are recognizing what special talent Caitlin Clark is. And I'm telling you, players gonna want to come to Indiana to play for her. But Chrissy Sides is the issue. And I'm like I said, I'll get into all of that. But check this out.
Mm. I mean, everybody's been watching Caitlin. She's a great player. She's playing at a very high level, especially with her assists. Like there's a lot of shots she turned down because she was looking for her teammates. I mean, that just speaks volume of how she is as a player. I don't know her as a person, but she's a great player. What she does, what she's been doing it since game one till now. Got nothing but respect for her. She did her thing tonight. Just awesome all around.
Now listen to this.
Going into the All-Star break, I certainly see Caitlin Clark as the favorite. You talked about her accounting for more than 60 of her team's points last night. She has scored or assisted on more points than any other player this season. She has scored or assisted on a higher percentage of her team's points than any other player in the league. Not any other rookie in the league, any other player in the league. And considering that she's doing this by getting more defensive attention than any player in the league, and Greeny, Indiana has played the toughest strength of schedule to date. So right now, because of what she's doing on the offensive end of the floor, certainly my vote would go to Caitlin Clark.
And to top that off, Caitlin Clark has the most 20-point games this season out of all the rookies combined. She has 10, and all the rookies have 8 together. The thing about it is that Chrissy Sides, she continues to mess the flow of the game up constantly. She wants to keep changing. She wants to call timeouts at the wrong period of time of the game. She wants to show that, okay, well, let me do this. Let me try this. These games are nothing. These games have a lot of playoff implications on it. 15 games left. You already played 25. And then you there's no time to be sitting here trying things out. You should have went into this game with a sense of urgency and said, look, guys, we need to have better energy, play. This is a game I would have threw everything out there going into this last game of the season. You would have picked up your 12th win. You would have had a game and a half cushion on Chicago. What would have hurt to have Victoria Saxon out there? What would have hurt to try Grace Berger out there? What would have hurt to give Dantes more playing time out there? None. I don't see none. The thing about it is, Chrissy Sides continues to fail this team when she knows for a fact that allow Caitlin to push the pace consistently. Caitlin was pushing the pace so much till she was outrunning half of the doggone Dallas Wings players. Then some of her teammates couldn't even keep up with her. That's why I say she need players that will run the floor with her. If she get people that will run the floor with her, Caitlin job would be, let me tell you something, man. Caitlin job would be so much easier. Chrissy Sides is way over her head. Some people say, well, I'm not going to beat her up for this game. Yeah, she's going to get hammered all the time, even when they win or not. So, I mean, you had a magnificent night between Clark and Boston, and you wasted it because you could not. At least I would have tried to put Victoria Saxon in, just be on Enrique. She's bigger, taller, can move a little bit. That'll force her not to take the mid-range. Lexi could have been on Billings. That would have been the matchup. Boom. See there how I solved that for y'all? Victoria, you know what I'm saying? You need, if Dallas Wings is a big team. They are big. With McGowan down there and everything, they're big. But Boston was having her way. Well, now the Indiana Fever could go into this All-Star weekend and this Olympic break energized, focused to come out, because their first game when they come out is against the Phoenix Mercury. Their third time played them. They will play them at the Gainesville Fieldhouse. And the Phoenix Mercury will be coming off a back-to-back because they do play that Thursday against the Chicago Sky. But this game was had. This game was had. There was too many turnovers, too many mistakes in this game to allow. There was times in the game that the Phoenix, not the Phoenix, but the Indiana Fever took the lead and just to give it right back because y'all couldn't close out on a three. And that's one of the biggest issues that the Fever have is closing out on 3-point shooters. You wasn't playing against a team like Minnesota that was slow. You played against a Dallas Wings team that is a little bit fast too. But the thing about it is, Caitlin Clark players ain't came to play. The only two people that came and showed up was Boston and Clark. Everybody else ain't came to play. Dantas, when she made the most of her minutes, so she came in to play. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I don't know if they're going to be able to pick up some people. We already seen the Chicago Sky and the Kinetic Suns made a trade. So, I don't know. But I can tell you whatever they decide to do, they better find somebody that's a 3-and-D that can hit shots from the outside and play defense. You need that. You're going to need that down the stretch. Because right now, you don't have it. Because if Lexi Hall's playing defense and she's on the floor and you need her to knock wide open shots that she's missing, her and Katie Lou missing wide open shots, then what do? You got to look at your roster and say, hey, if Clark, I'm gonna put you in the game. If Clark get you the ball, you're gonna be able to knock down shots. Give her opportunity. But Chrissy Sides doesn't do that. She sees these people in practice all the time, so I don't understand why she just don't allow them to play. But anyway, that's my time, my wrap-up report. Like I said, tomorrow will be a full slate of Indiana Fever and Caitlin Clark videos. Stay blessed, stay true. I'm gonna always bring you content, whether if it's a break or not. So, but the Fever let one slip away, guys. They really did. They let one slip away big time. Oh, before I let y'all leave, I'm gonna let you listen to what Caitlin had to say about what she's gonna be doing during her break.
Yeah, I think, taking a week probably to kind of do whatever I want to do. And I told Chrissy, I was like, it's probably going to feel really weird. Like, I feel probably I'm going to be like anxious that I'm not touching a basketball, but like, I need to not. I think it'll be really good. And then obviously get back to Indianapolis and really just be there training for 3 weeks with the team and then try to do a bunch of stuff on my own, basketball wise and then strength wise. Really just take advantage of every opportunity that I have.
Well, during this break, Lexi Hall, Katie Lou, y'all better shoot. Y'all need to shoot. Katie Lou got that super high arc shot. She needs to work on her shot. This is a great time for her to work on her shot. Her and Lexi, a lot. So until then, this is your boy LiveWire Sports Media. Continue to like, comment, subscribe. Until then, I'm out. Peace.